Hello, everybody. Hello. How y'all feeling tonight? Y'all all right? That's that Betty Wright song. No, seriously. How y'all feeling tonight? Y'all all right? That's that Betty Wright song. So, okay, that's me playing in the background. Yes. Oh, okay. So, the message of the week is Sis owns a business. Sis is about her business. Sis is about her father's business. Sis is me. It took me a long time to get where I am. I'm blessed to finally know my purpose. The sayings are catchy again. I said that yesterday. The sayings are catchy, the graphics are nice, but it's the message and the messages for me and what really the ministry in the message in the ministry is. So, welcome everybody. I'm a little silly. You see it in the beginning. It's okay. It's life. Life be life and live TV does what live TV does. So, if you don't know me by now, hi, I am Shar Young. I am a kingdom entrepreneur and inspirational speaker, and I love acronyms. And I know I keep telling y'all that. You'll see in the coming weeks, but they're fun and they really define a nice chunk. I wouldn't say of my life, but they define a lot of meaningful things. I'll say that. So, but my husband refers to me as the hood's intercessor, and I'm okay with that because I determined that I interpret that to mean that my passion is helping women who are ready, keyword ready, to shed their pre-Jesus season so that they can be ignited into their post-Jesus season. I don't know why I don't know that by heart right now. But again, so I help women who are ready to shed their pre-Jesus season so that they can be ignited in their post-Jesus season. Because I believe that's where the magic happens. At least for me, it has. And I feel like every woman should experience this kind of magic, right? I want women to see their shadow in mine, but I also want you to see your light through mine and know that rebirth and transformation is possible. I am a living witness. So, the message of the week again is Sis owns a business. Sis is about her business. Sis is about her father's business. Sis is me. Um, really being about, I mean, it's the message again. It's not the the catchphrase. It's not the graphics. It's the message and the message that's inside of the message and what it took me to get here. Really, so really being about my father's business has blessed me to make it now the business that pays me because you do know that y'all do know that prosperity is our birthright, right? Yeah, that's a whole nother subject, but yeah, so making it about his business is now going to be the business that pays me, and I'm okay with that, and he's okay with that. So, and it's crazy because every other door was shut, but now again, when you know your purpose, it's okay that it's one person on here. It's all right. So, because every time he brings me through something, he gets the glory anyway. So it'll be one today and 106 months, you know. So this week's topic verses and story in the Bible comes from Luke 22:20. I'm sorry, Luke 2:41 through 42. So again, this is samples and examples, and I'm human, one man band for now. So the shirt does not have the two. The example doesn't anyway. But again, the lesson comes from Luke 2:21 through 41 through 52. Tongue tied self. This story it's very delicate because Jesus wasn't trying to be rebellious to his earthly parents. Again, so Jesus wasn't trying to be rebellious to his earthly parents. And at the same time, he definitely wasn't going to be disobedient to his heavenly father. He was not going to be disobedient to God. So when his mother, Mary, approached her with his dad, uh, when she approached Jesus, she explained to him that she and Joseph were worried about him, and she asked him, why would you do that? Why would you stay back and make them worried and anxious like that? And Jesus responded by saying, "Why are you in distress, searching for me? Didn't you know that I had to be in my father's house and about my father's business?" So it's amazing that how Jesus understood his assignment at such an early age, 12 years old, and he clearly understood his assignment. He stayed back amongst leaders and teachers, soaking up all of their knowledge, all their divine knowledge, all of their knowledge that he possibly could, right? And then he humbled himself and returned home to the home with his earthly parents, even though he knew that he was the Messiah. Talk about a lesson in humility and humbleness, right? So again, he humbled himself and he returned home with his earthly parents, even though he knew that he was the Messiah. That is, again, the lesson of humility and humbleness, which leads me to what Jesus said in the book of John, chapter 4:33, where Jesus says, "My food is to do the will of him who sent me and finish his work." And that's because when Jesus did things, he knew God. He knew he pleased God, and he felt joy, and he was enveloped in God's love. So again, when Jesus did things, he knew that he pleased God, and for him that was joy. He was enveloped in his love. He felt, that warmth when somebody loves you. So he knew, and it was like, which leads me to what Jesus said in the book of John. My food. Oh, so the disciples, they even offered him food. They even offered him food, and he still was like, no. You know, he was so enveloped in Jesus's love, I mean, in God's love, that the nourishment was the joy. After he knew, again, that he had done something good in God's eyes. So how powerful is that? Jesus was the man in real life. Because again, the disciples offered him food, and he was like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna feast on the word. Like, how powerful is that? No, I'm good. You ain't gotta give me nothing to eat. And it had been days now. It ain't just been no couple of hours or nothing. It had been days. And he was like, nah. So I'm gonna take you back to his Jesus' sermon on the mount really quick, where Jesus was teaching the disciples on several different things. It was basically teaching them to live a pleasing life to God and be dedicated to God. So the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus was teaching the disciples, excuse me, on several different things, on how to please God and how to be dedicated to Him. And when studying this subject, I found that the lessons are called beatitudes. I hope I pronounced that right. So when studying this, I found that the lessons were called beatitudes, and many people argue that it's more than it's more than the 10 that are recorded in the Bible. So the first three, in my opinion, again, the first three, in my opinion, caters to the condition of your heart. And then the next four, in my opinion, these are beatitudes. Opinion. These are the next four beatitude, in my opinion, caters to your relationship with God. So the next four cater to your relationship with God. So that's 7. I don't know why I got 3 fingers like that 7, but so that's 7. And then the last 3, again, in my opinion, caters to. See, just wait a minute. That's 2 relationships. It's relationship. I'll find that for y'all because I can't believe I printed that twice. The first 4 is your heart, your relationship, and your righteousness. Yes. No, I went crazy. So the last 3, I'm sorry. The last 3 cater to your righteousness and how you want to be seen in God's eyes. So tonight we're focusing on the 4th beatitude, which states, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled," with which comes from Matthew 5 and 6. Again, that's the 4th beatitude. To hunger and thirst for God means to cry out for his love. To hunger and thirst for God means to cry out for his love. And those who cry out for God will find him, will live in his grace, and will be filled with happiness. True happiness, peace, and contentment, and happiness. Again, I am a living witness. I truly believe that if God does these things for me, I know, because y'all, your girl was a hot mess. But so what this verse is saying, we that thirst and are hungry for God, and we feast on his word and yearn for righteousness, we are blessed. So what this verse is saying is, we that thirst and are hungry for God, and we feast on his word and yearn for righteousness, we're blessed. At this moment in time, our faith is constantly at risk of being tainted for obvious reasons: war, COVID, suicide, um, trafficking, child pornography, molestation. I can go on and on with the things that's going on in today. But again, our faith is tainted for all kinds of reasons right now. However, God promises that those who are hungry, those who are seeking and allowing his word to be their nourishment, you will be blessed. It says it right in his word, John 4:34. So again, God promises that those who are hungry, those who are seeking and allowing his word to be their nourishment, you will be blessed. It says it right in his word, John 4:34. So before I recap, let's talk about a few things. Again, the phrases, the graphics, they're nice. I thank God that he blesses me with being able to, my husband and I, as a matter of fact, being able to come up with these quirky sayings and things of that nature. I thank God. But it's really not about that. It's really about the messages and the message behind the message, because of the things that God has brought me through. Um, that's why I won't just throw the shirts out, because it's a message with each one. So that's why I just won't throw the message, the shirts out, each one, because there's a message. And God told me don't skip the message. And I told y'all this season is about being obedient. And he told me don't skip the message and just throw shirts out to get paid. There's a message behind each one. I gave you that assignment for a reason. I told y'all my Holy Spirit was gangster with me, and that's your thug, and that's real life. Like, I'm not kidding. He told me, like, that's not the deal. We not just selling product. I mean, products, t-shirts, hoodies, that type of thing. So, and I'm okay with it, because when you know, and God is, he has his hands on you. He has everything to do with what's going on, then yeah. So, I had to start seeking God, getting into the word, doing things in church, doing things in the kingdom, building a relationship with God, praying all the time, like correlating the same Bible verses that I tell you guys all build upon each other and work, with one another. All Bible verses work together. I say that all the time. So I had to start doing that type of thing in order to start understanding. And especially when you go through things in life, like having to retire at the age of 39. Like that was my ego was toe up after that. Like literally. You gotta retire, can't work, 39 years old, you got 3 kids. Like that's a blow to the ego. But what you gonna do? You either gonna drive yourself crazy or drive yourself closer to the only person that's gonna help or that's gonna rectify, that's gonna pull you out. So I chose the latter. Again, especially and I asked my doctor, like, can I just wait if to my 40th birthday? He was like, yeah, if you want to risk not making it to your 40th birthday. I was up as soon as he said that, I was like, okay, where the paperwork at? Because you play too much. Yeah. Had to humble me. Because you go from one small income a month. You go from a big income to one small income a month. Again, that's a blow to the ego. So I started to tell God, like, okay, you ain't got me here, you ain't saved me from, again, a man sitting next to me and the two bullets that entered him and exited and entered my headrest. You didn't save me from nothing for nothing. You didn't save me from almost dying from blood clots and being administered the wrong medicine, and I can go on because it's been many of those times. But he ain't saved me from the brink of death, basically. So I started telling him, like, okay, whatever you doing, or whatever you want me to do, I don't want to do it without you. I start telling God, whatever you have, whatever plan it is you have for my life, I don't want to do it without you. Because again, at this point, I had been in the hospital. I'm a survivor of being in the hospital close to 22 times. I don't even know, but in a period of a 24-month period. Besides all the other things the stories that I've been through. Like, so God has always had his hand on me. So again, whatever you're doing in my life period, it got to be a reason. And I'm at this point, I surrender. At this point, I surrender. And when you surrender and you're feeding on the word, trust me, he lays out every brick, every next step. It's not easy, but I'm telling you, it's easier. It's not easy, but it's easier because the person that's laying out the next steps, he got all the answers. And as long as you're seeking and feeding on the word and you're trying to find the next answers, he's going to give them to you. Again, I am a living witness. So let's recap really, really quick. Again, the Bible verses mentioned today. One of them is some of the very first recorded words spoken by Jesus. Again, they are found in the text of Luke 2:41 and 52, and that's about him not being rebellious to his parents, but just letting them know, like, you didn't have to worry about me. I was about my other father's business, without being disrespectful. So, and then again, at 12 years old, he understood his mission and his assignment. And he still chose obedience, though, even though he knew he was the Messiah, and he returned home to his earthly parents. Like, he didn't even have to. Like, for real, he could have bucked up right there, like, I am. But because he trusted God, though, he was obedient to both. He was obedient to the earthly parents, and he was obedient to his heavenly Father. So, then chapter 34, chapter 4 and 34. Where Jesus says, my food is to do the will of him who sent me and finish his work. So when Jesus was teaching the lessons on the mount, he taught through lessons that are called beatitudes, which I spoke about, which is basically him teaching them how to live pleasing to and dedicated to God, which I find them interesting, rather than I'm going to dig a little deeper into beatitudes tomorrow. So that's going to probably be the subject for tomorrow. So, but there are 10 recorded in the Bible But as I was studying this, again, I read that people argue that it's more, but I only noted the 10 that were reported. Well, noticed, not noted. I only noticed the 10. So, guys, I really, really encourage you, if you're needing God to do a thing for you, to start seeking Him, feeding on His Word, Bible study, prayer line, uh, praying with prayer group, pray with your husband, get your ladies at the church. The thing I'm trying to say is we must do the work. There's no faith without works is dead, and prayer is a lot of the work. Faith without works is dead, and prayer is a lot of the work. So start with the Bible verses that I've mentioned in all of the videos thus far. Remember, we all start somewhere. I did too. If this has helped you or someone you know, if you know someone that this message needs to get to, please share it. Hit the subscribe or the follow button for whichever social media handle that this is showing up for you on. A few apps for women, Bible for Women and Daily Studying, the Study Bible, which has a few different transcriptions as the Message Bible, and the New Living Testament. Remember to always be careful of the transcriptions because, in the words of my pastor, John Lowe, they have been changed over the years and you just have to be careful. So, what I suggest is getting an app with the New King James Version of the transcription, and then maybe the Message or the New Living Testament or the Amplified Version, and then read so many, like maybe 5 chapters of something or verses, and then 5 over here. New King James, then New Living Testament, something like that. Trust me, that works a lot as well. A lot. Um, Another really good one is the Amplified Bible. Like I said, that version is written in a dialogue that is really easy to interpret. And anything by Charles Stanley is phenomenal. Again, anything by Charles Stanley is phenomenal. Remember, as I close, guys, I come here every day for the last week and a half now, not to impress you. I come here to not to brag, like I really don't. But I come here to impress upon you that if God did it for me, oh my goodness, if God did it for me, He can and He will do it for you. You have the same access to the kingdom as I do. Trust me, you do. I found out years ago in my, when my prayers started working in my bathroom, when I had to make the bathroom my war room, I found out. That's when I really found out that the prayers of the righteous availeth much. So when I had to make my war room my bathroom years ago, that's when I found out that the prayers of the righteous availeth much. I found out then that my prayers work too. That was it for tonight, guys. I will see you tomorrow, even though actually I'll see you today because the enemy got in the way today. But it's okay. I got it done. See you all tomorrow. I love you. Bye now. Bye for now.